Welcome to the Own Your Best Life podcast. I'm May Emson, your host, leadership and mindset coach. Here, we talk all things spiritual, mindset, business, leadership, and wellness for the modern seeker who wants to align their life with purpose and inspiration. We'll cover career changes, stress management, meditation, energy, intuition, and more. Each episode holds spiritual and practical tools to help you live a life of your wildest dreams without getting burnt out along the way. Ready to live a life on your own terms? This is the Own Your Best Life podcast. Welcome to episode number 237 of the Own Your Best Life podcast. One of the most frequent questions I have been asked recently is about having a family assistant. I will be out with friends. I'd casually mention the family assistant, and suddenly people want to know all the things. Tell me more. What are you talking about? I need to hear about this. And if I didn't, they would find me before I leave and hunt me down to make sure I told them all the things. What do they do? How do you find one? How and why did you decide to do this? And after enough of these conversations, I realized this topic was going to be so helpful for a lot of people, which is why we're here today. So most people are familiar with nannies and childcare arrangements, especially when the kids are little. In order for us to work, we need childcare. And that is a conversation for another day. But even if you work from home, you still want support. Before kids, I traveled every week. After kids, we made changes so we wouldn't be traveling as much. But even then, we were still going into the office, still traveling at some points. And over the years, we've had grandparents help, nannies, shared nannies, babysitters, daycare, after-school care, friends in a pinch. We are not new to getting help. And at this point now, I mostly work from home. I go in, I do lots of trainings, and aside from traveling once or twice a month, I still found myself struggling during those after-school hours, not because we couldn't find an after-school program, a pair, a babysitter, but because our needs have changed. And it wasn't just childcare anymore. There was home care, there was errands, logistics, so many logistics, questions that needed answers. And the girls are also at an age where they have multiple activities, constant schedule changes, and a lot of driving to and from. And several years ago, I hired a virtual assistant for my coaching business to free up time. And I had also started thinking about a personal assistant, but I didn't feel like I had enough for them to do on their own. So I started using a placeholder name. Whenever something came up, I would say to Jay, my husband, Jenny would do this. This is what Jenny would do. One year, Jay's family came to our house for Christmas. All the gifts were shipped to us. I actually enjoy wrapping gifts, courtesy of my days as a retail rep selling Coach bags during the holiday season and wrapping with gorgeous ribbons and wrapping paper. This is back in the day. And I remember saying, wouldn't it be amazing if people arrived and all of these were wrapped? Jenny could wrap some of these. And how nice would it be for everyone to arrive with these things done? And I just would say, Jenny this, Jenny would do that, until Jay finally asked, who's Jenny? And I said, she's the assistant. Manifestation 101. And one night on a date, I was explaining how torn I felt, that the girls would come into my office after school while I was still working. They needed things. And I didn't think we needed a nanny, but we also didn't need a full-time personal assistant, and we needed something in between. And through both my corporate career and the entrepreneurship, I have learned that there's always a solution to a problem, even when we do not know what that solution is yet. So while we were sitting there, I started researching and searching for someone who could help with childcare and everything else our family needed. And that is when I discovered the role of a family assistant. So what is a family assistant? A family assistant is different from a nanny or babysitter. They help with family errands, household needs, not just childcare. Some nannies and babysitters will help with things like laundry or meal prep, but a family assistant's role tends to be much broader. They can work part-time, full-time. They help fill the gaps, which is often what feels like a second job that comes with parenting. And for us, that has included meal prep for the kids, for our dinners every night, back to school shopping, helping the girls pack for trips, laundry during the week, organizing closets, pantries, cleaning out the medicine cabinet, organizing the playroom, donating clothes, so many clothes, and running errands like picking up dry cleaning or bringing things back to be returned. And there is also more that can be done, like booking trips, planning family activities. At one point, every Lego in our house, except for one car, J. Bill, was sorted and donated to a Lego free builder. This is a person who uses and builds Legos. We got our shelves back. We got our space back. We got so much of our life back. And for the first time, I remember there was this one afternoon, Jay and I finished work. We had time to sit together before dinner. We had a snack and a drink, non-alcoholic, but a drink instead of rushing straight into cooking. And for I don't even know how many years, it's just been the way it's been forever. We went from work directly just into the next thing because so much still needed to be done. And now with the meals prep, we're just doing the finishing touches, putting things together. And that shift alone changed our evenings. And why family assistance matters because we all have a fixed amount of time in this lifetime. And when we think about constraints, time is usually the biggest one. We have even less of it with the people we love. So family assistants create more time, more space, more balance, not to not be with our kids, but to actually spend more time with them. Jay and I also enjoy our work. We like what we do. We do things we are really interested in. We do not want to work all the time, but we do want to focus deeply when we are working. And because I balance both corporate leadership and entrepreneurial coaching, leverage is not optional for me. And as a coach, I work with people who are burned out. They're exhausted. They're stuck on a treadmill that no longer works. And often it's because they're doing the same things they've always done, even though their life has changed. And I was there too. And instead of grinding harder, I realized I can put myself in rooms where people thought differently about time, money, and support. I had the same questions you might have. What about the cost? How much would this be? Where would I even find someone? My life keeps evolving, and your life can keep evolving in meaningful ways because we will not stop at this question. We keep looking for the solution. And these are all just questions. The more time, money, and health we want, the more abundant we want to feel in terms of space, the more willing we have to be to sit with questions we do not have the answers to yet. You can figure out the finances, you can figure out the logistics, you can figure out where to find support. But I want to be clear about something. This is not really just about family assistance. It's about how capable people decide when support is no longer optional. I do have a short resource that I share privately with clients when this topic is relevant. It's not a solution, it's context. It's a family flow operating system. And the real work is noticing when you keep asking the question and what finally allows you to answer it. And this is where change actually happens for you. If you'd like to explore what more support looks like for you to have more time in your work and life to do all the things you love with the people you love, you can reach out to learn more about how Spiritual Achiever Coaching can help. you can reach out at www.mayemson.com/contact. We'll set up a call and we'll talk. And if it's a good fit, I'll share a little bit with you about the details. You can also watch the free training, Stand Out and Lead, on how to use spiritual and high performance strategies to achieve both time and financial freedom. And you can go to the show notes to get to that, which is at mayemson.com/237. I love you, my friends. I hope you have an amazing week, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks so much for joining us this week on Own Your Best Life. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts so that you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, can you please rate and review on iTunes? I would so appreciate it. Share it with a friend, take a screenshot of it, and tag @MayEmson. This helps continue to get the word out. For more show notes and resources, check out www.mayemson.com. It'll have all the links to everything you heard here today. Thanks so much for listening. It's time to own your best life.